Hey sweet friends, it's Monique with Grace and Tattered Lace. Let's turn this cow head into a cute patriotic sign. The cow head came from a website called craftdeals.com. That's craftdeals with a Z.com. The first thing I did was use some Minwax stain in the color of dark walnut. I stained half of it, took a baby wipe, wiped it off, and then repeated to the bottom half and all of the edges. Now the reason I did it in sections is because I didn't want it to dry and get too dark in some areas and not the others. Now we're going to take some painter's tape and block off the top from the bottom, and we're going to separate the colors. I'm using Hello Lobby in the color of Vintage Blue. And I'm just kind of getting like a whitewashed look up there, not really thick. Okay, now we're going to section the bottom part off, you guys. I'm putting a row of painter's tape and using a small piece to measure between my stripes. So you can see I have a small one at the bottom there. We'll move it over and space out the next piece until we get to the end. Okay, make sure you have it pressed down really good so that you don't get any bleeding underneath of the tape. Now I'm using some Hello Lobby. Actually, I think this is Waverly paint in the color of lacquer. It's a deep red color. I've just put a little bit of droplets on there, and now I'm using a baby wipe and wiping it on to give it that stained look, you guys. Kind of like a whitewashed with red. Make sure you pull those pieces of tape off before you get it too dry, because otherwise it sticks. All right. Now I did dry this in between before I touched all that, you guys. I just didn't show you that. Now I have some little star stencils. I'm using some white chalk paint and randomly just putting those all over. And I have two different kinds of star stencils that I'm using. So here I have a different one. And we're just going to kind of randomly put it all over in different places as well. Look how cute that looks already, you guys. I just love it. All right, fast forward a little bit. You did need to watch me put all of those stencils on. Okay, now we're putting a little bit of clear wax on the top of the cow's head so that we can put a bigger stencil down, you guys. I just love this one. I'm using some Storm Gray chalk paint. It says the home of the brave, and it is just really beautiful. All right, now I have a whole bunch of strips of fabric and ribbon, and we're going to make just a simple crisscross bow. And you guys, there's no method to my madness here. I'm just alternating the fabric and making a bow. Now we're going to use those wonderful rusty stars again and go around that stencil and make it beautiful. All right, now we're just putting a hanger on the back. It's just some braided homespun and a twine rope. Look at how nice this looks, you guys. I love it. If you love it as much as I do, give it a sprinkle.